Aren't you tired of overpacking, overspending, and feeling overwhelmed when it comes to travel? This video is going to change all of that for you. Let's change that in 2025. In today's video, we're going to get into ways that we can be traveling smarter this year so that we can alleviate the stress when it comes to travel and just enjoy our trips, okay? My name is Stephanie, but you can call me Stephanita because we are back again with another video. And I am a content creator in the travel, personal development, and lifestyle space. And I would love to have you as part of the family. If you decide to hit that red button down below, and if you're returning, thank you so much for all of the love. I appreciate you guys' support and everything along the way. Now in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to get into all the ways that we can be traveling smarter in 2025, and I'm going to outline a couple of bullet points for you guys to take notes on so that you can book, plan, prepare, even spend a lot better and things like that. So before we get into the video, I just wanted to say we are on the road. Honestly, by the time this video is posted, we might have hit it. I ain't even gonna lie. But let me just say, currently we're on the road to 500 subs, and I would love if you hit that red button so that you can join the family. But if not, do me a favor and hit that like button down below, because that'll suggest to the algorithm that this is a good video for others to watch as well. Now, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Now, today I'm gonna show you how to take the stress out of travel. And for my people wanting to jump right in, don't worry. If you want to just skip all of this, go ahead and click my link down below. My stand store gives you access to all of these travel resources so that you can plan, pack, and prepare for your trips a lot better. I have a free packing list for you to download. It literally is going to make sure you don't forget a single thing when you leave the house, whether you're going on an international trip or even a 5-hour road trip. I've got you covered. I also have a travel guide that'll help you prepare for your trips a lot better as well. Trust me, everyone who's gotten this travel guide has had nothing but amazing things to say about it. So this is not something that you're going to want to miss out on. If you're having trouble with how to budget your money when it comes to trips, grab that budget like a boss spreadsheet. Trust me, that'll change the way that you look at money. And last but not least, of course, if you are planning an escape, if you're planning a trip and it's just so stressful for you to be thinking about everything that you want to be doing, you can go ahead and click the Google form down below. Now, this Google form is going to take you to an Effortless Escape Plan request. I make customized itineraries ranging between 4 and 7 days at a time, and honestly, it really depends on the length of your trip so that you can take the stress out of planning your travel and your vacations. I will do it for you. This itinerary request form is literally just going to ask you a couple of preliminary questions about your trip so that I can get a better feel for how I can help you, and then we can start working together from there. Now, aside from that, let's go ahead and get into some of the tips and tricks that I can give you as far as how to travel smarter this year. Number 1, plan early. Trust me, this is going to help you save so much more. Planning your trips early is going to help you to cut costs down the line. Now, I understand some of us are more spontaneous people, right? We can say today that we want to go on a trip and be there next week, but some of us like to plan out a little bit better. And honestly, when you plan it out a little bit better, you get the better deals. When you book your flights and your stays earlier, trust me, you have a lot more savings later down the line than if you were to book at the last minute. Now, a good time frame for this, I would say, is anywhere between 3 to 6 months at a time. No more than 6 though, because I have seen people book 6 months in advance, like a little bit more than 6 months in advance, and then prices actually dropped. 3 to 6 months at a time is really the sweet spot when it comes to this. Now, if you have apps like, hotels.com, Expedia, I'm definitely forgetting some, but you can set those travel alerts, right? Say you're wanting to go to Arizona and you know that you're going to want to buy these flights. I would even use Google Flights. Set an alert. Let me know when this price drops or goes up, because if it goes up, even if it's just by $20, that lets me know, okay, demand for this is high. I'm going to go ahead and buy now instead of trying to wait for prices to drop later. Hopper is really good for our price alerts as well. So just stay on top of it as far as making sure that you are planning early. And this goes for your resort stays. This goes for your hotel stays. This goes for even Airbnbs, right? Planning in advance is going to help you a lot more because those prices do go up the closer that it gets. My Global Getaway guide walks you through step-by-step ways that you can plan in advance to save more, and it even gives you access to even more apps that's going to help you to be able to see what can I use to help me plan my trips better, what apps, what websites are going to help me plan my trip better. Trust me, the Global Getaway guide covers it all. Now let's move on to number 2. Budget like a boss. Now I'm saying boss, I'm saying CEO, I'm saying all of that, right? Budgeting like a boss for your trip is going to help you so much. Now we all know spenders, we all know savers, and we all know the happy medium. And you guys, I don't know where I fall on this, but I do know that budgeting like a boss has helped me so much. I used to go on trips and just spend, and I wouldn't have a budget for food. I wouldn't have a budget for where we were staying. I wouldn't even have a budget for transportation once we got there. I just got there and was like, we're here. Let's vibe, right? Now, a great tip for this is knowing your trip's budget before you book. Like before you even buy that flight, sit down and be like, how much do I want to spend? How much do I want to spend on food, transportation, accommodation? And once you determine the traveler type that you are, maybe you're a luxury traveler, maybe you're a budget traveler, maybe you're just a no-bag traveler where you are more of a backpacker, you know, you don't really care. Based on where you feel like you lie, that will help you determine how to book and how to go forward with booking your trip. One thing that I do want to note is daily spending caps. This helps so much, y'all. Like imagine it's like a 7-day trip, right? And you go into this 7-day trip. Let's say you go into this 7-day trip with $2,000. This is excluding everything that you've already paid to be on that 7-day trip. So $2,000 is that's a lot of money for you to be just spending. Now, if I'm there for 7 days and I have $2,000, truthfully, I don't want to be spending no more than $300 a day, because if I spend more than $300, I'm over my cap. I'm over budget, to be honest. With that said, you just want to make sure that you have those caps not only for, you know, yourself, but also for your budget. And when you get back home, you do have to go back to real life. Like, let's not forget about that. Like, you might have to put gas in your car, guys. You don't want to like feel like you are left with nothing when you leave a trip. And my Budget Like a Boss spreadsheet literally dives into all of that with you. Now, your Global Getaway guide will help you determine what type of traveler you are. You might say, I'm more of a budget traveler. I like to put at least 40% to accommodations. I do like to like where I'm staying. You know, I want to feel like luxury, but at the end of the day, I don't really care about where we eat. I don't really care how we get there. I like to walk, you know, so that just depends on you. But the Budget Like a Boss spreadsheet is going to help you break down all your expenses to accommodations, flights, food, transportation, all that kind of stuff. So that way you know exactly where your money is going and you're not going to have any surprises at the end of the day. As long as you just stick to the budget, you're going to be a happy camper, and there's no pun intended with that, okay? But that is tip number 2. Let's move on to tip number 3. And number 3 is have a plan before you land, okay? I am the type of traveler where I need to know what we're doing, okay? I know there's people who they just like to vibe. Personally, I like to have a plan, okay? Which is literally why I went into itinerary planning. I'm very type A. I'm very organized. I like everything to have a place and a structure, and that's not even to say that I can't go with the flow, because I most definitely can go with the flow, but at the end of the day, have a plan before you land. Because when you have a plan before you land, that helps with just not wasting time. When you get there, yes, it's okay to take a little bit of time to just chill. It might have been a long flight, I get it. But at the end of the day, you don't want to waste the time that you've paid to be somewhere else. Like if I paid to go to Italy, I'm not gonna sit in the hotel room all day. Are you kidding me? As soon as I land and put my bags down in the hotel room, I'm back outside. We're back and we're going somewhere else. Literally winging it just leads to waste time, and really oftentimes it also leads to missed gems too. When I was doing study abroad, I really maximized our free time. They would let us know the schedule beforehand. So I would see, okay, days 6 and 7 are free. We don't have any business visits. We don't have anything to do. So this is what I'm going to do on these days. Versus just getting there and being like, oh, we're free today. oh cool, what do you guys want to do? No, that's not me. And if it is you go, girl. You go. You are a different breed, and I love that for you. Let me know how that goes for you. But I, on the other hand, need to have a plan, and I like to know what I'm doing before I get there. So a lot of things to take into note with this, right? Having a plan before you land is make sure that you have a nice balance of things that are pre-planned and then also things that are spontaneous, because things like museums, maybe really nice restaurants that you want to go to, tours and things like that, you might have to book that in advance. You don't want to book that when you get there because it could be sold out. So make sure that you have a nice little list of things that you want to do before you get there, so that you have your pre-planned things, but also the hidden gems. Maybe ask a local. If you have like an hour or two that's free, talk to some of the locals and see, hey, what's cool to do around here? What do you like to do around here besides, you know, all the regular things that I'm seeing maybe on the internet, TikTok, YouTube? What else is there to do around here that I can get into as well? Lastly, I would say using Google Maps helps a lot, because with Google Maps, you can see how much traffic an area is getting, if that makes sense. Like, you can see what the really popular spots are. You might ask things to do in, let's just use Italy as the example, things to do in Rome. Of course, the Colosseum is gonna come up. Of course, Trevi Fountain is gonna come up. Of course, all the basic things to do is gonna come up. But when you go to Google Maps as well, you can see what's trending. You can see where a lot of people are reviewing, where are the low-key spots that a lot of people are really talking about on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff that you can go to as well. So keep that in mind. Google Maps offline is a high-key good resource to use. Download that if you haven't already, and also ask the locals. But if you are struggling with this, guys, if you struggle with making an itinerary and sticking to something, like I said in the beginning, my Effortless Escape Plans is linked down below, and Effortless Escapes are a great way to just go ahead and have somebody else handle the itinerary planning for you, aka moi, and I'll be able to help you decide what kind of vibe do you want for your trip. Are you more so on the chill side this vacation? Are you trying to get up and active? What exactly are you going for? How long are you staying? What's your budget? All of that kind of stuff. So that way I can help you with making an itinerary that you feel like best fits your needs, and it'll help take the stress out of traveling, guys. All you have to do is book the trip. I'll handle everything else for you as far as making that itinerary goes. Now, if you are interested in that service, definitely click that Google link down below, and that'll take you to the request form, and then I will be in contact with you no more than 48 hours after you've submitted it. Now, if you have decided to do that, go ahead and drop a comment, and I will make sure I can, you know, speed you up, all right? But other than that, let's go ahead and move on to number 4. Number 4 is pack like a pro. Now, look, guys, packing is like one of the things that people struggle with the most when it comes to taking a trip. And it could be like a 3-day trip and somebody is struggling with packing. Trust me, that was me. I'm talking to myself right now, okay? So pack like a pro, guys. And pack light is really what I'd say, especially during the summertime. You don't really need all those clothes, right? Pack lighter. Although you're packing lighter, still pack smart. Maybe you have a jacket that goes with 3 outfits. Perfect. Maybe you have 2 tops that can be mix and match with jeans, 1 pair of jeans. That's perfect. That's what I mean by packing light. Having versatile items, it allows you to have more room in your luggage, also for shopping, souvenirs, and things like that too. It sucks to go to a place with a full luggage or suitcase, and then you buy all these things while you're there, and then you're like, there's nowhere to even put this, and you end up having to buy another luggage. That's happened to me before, and I was like, wow, this is embarrassing. I literally had to buy a whole nother luggage because I had bought so much stuff. So packing light but staying versatile is definitely going to help you. I have a free packing list that is linked down below. All you have to do is type in your first, last name and email, and it'll be sent to you within 1 minute, 60 to 120 seconds. I promise you that will be hitting your inbox, okay? So if you struggle with packing, if this is one of the things that you feel like you can get better at, my Pack Like a Pro packing list is definitely going to help you to be able to pack more efficiently, a lot smarter, and trust me, you won't leave the house feeling like you forgot anything at all. I have used it on every single trip that I've gone on since I've created it, and every single time I have been grateful that I did use it instead of just trying to be like, oh, that's for them, not for me, because it's for me, guys. I created that for me, and then I was like, let me give this to other people because I needed that. I'm so proud that I did that. So at the end of the day, Pack Like a Pro is available right now in my Sand store. It's available to everybody. It's for free. All you have to do is download it and it'll be sent to your inbox. Let's go ahead and move on to number 5. Now, number 5 is stay flexible and protect yourself. With this is more so going on to the emergency contact side of travel, the health side of travel. Always have a backup plan, guys. We know that things happen. When you're traveling, honestly, there's a lot of things that are out of your control. Your luggage might get sent to a different country. It happens. It literally happens. Like, I was literally on a trip this year with my family on our cruise when we did that 4-day celebrity cruise, and my sister, she was traveling from Colorado. She flew into Miami. Somehow her bags got rerouted to Fort Lauderdale. Now, luckily, y'all, we had the grace of God by our side. I also flew into Fort Lauderdale, so I was able to pick up her bags for her. But then, catch this, plot twist, somebody accidentally got her other bag. It was a lot. But let's just say the situation was resolved, but at the end of the day, we needed to have a backup plan. Okay, if you don't have your clothes, what are we gonna do? Okay, do we need to go shopping? Do we need to do this? We had a little bit of extra time before we needed to board the cruise ship, so if we needed to go to the mall really quick and just get a whole bunch of items, that was perfectly fine, but we needed to know ASAP. But luckily, we were able to resolve everything. She got her bag back. It was just really funny how that happened. It was just like, whoa, like, what's going on? But all that to say that, like, anything can happen when you're traveling, so it's so important to stay prepared and to just have a backup plan just in case. This includes having backup payment methods. Now, I think that it is so important, you guys, to be aware of what countries take what cards, because a lot of times when you go overseas, a lot of countries don't take MasterCard. They might not take Amex. So be mindful, because if all of your spending money is on your MasterCard or your Amex and you get there and they don't even take it, what are you going to do then? So do research when it comes to that. Have emergency contacts. I always have my emergency contacts. As soon as you open up my phone, you see my list of emergency contacts. There's like 10 emergency contacts. There's a lot of people to try if you can't get in contact with one of them, but I have those emergency contacts readily available. They're always listed on my itineraries. Every single time I book a flight, there is an emergency contact listed, but just in case, you never know what could happen, but just in case. 3, have travel insurance. And I always say this when you're going overseas, especially. Now, if you're just going to Florida, you're going to Texas, you might even be going to Cali, travel insurance is not as necessary because you're still within the US and you have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to that. Like, you have a lot more safety is the word, right? Because it's not as foreign to you. But when you are going overseas, travel insurance is definitely something that you want to invest into, especially like if your bags get lost, if your flight gets delayed, if your connection gets canceled, right? Travel insurance is definitely something that's going to help you with that. Last but not least is what I'll say is knowing basic phrases when you go abroad. This is so important, guys, and this also shows respect to the culture that you're visiting. If I'm going to Italy, knowing that I don't speak a lick of Italian and I just expect them to know English and just expect them to help me get around. Personally, if I was Italian, I wouldn't pay me no attention. But if you came to me and you were actually trying to speak to me and say like some basic phrases, I would be impressed and I'd be like, you know, I'm gonna help this person out. So knowing those basic phrases like hello, goodbye, where's the bathroom, left and right is really important. Of course, please and thank you. I always like to know, may I have? And that helps when I'm ordering at restaurants. And I like to know that in like a lot of the languages, like if I'm visiting a Spanish country, Spanish comes a lot easier to me than all the other languages just because I've learned that literally all throughout my entire life. But whenever I'm visiting anywhere, I want to know all those phrases that I just listed. Nowadays, we have apps on our phones, right? They do it in real time. There's no reason to really know, but it also just shows respect. Whenever I'm visiting somewhere, I just like to show respect. If somebody was visiting me or my country, I would want them to show respect as well. I wouldn't want them to be littering and just saying whatever and doing whatever. I would want them to be respectful of where I live. This is where I play. This is where I eat, you know? So at the end of the day, it's all about showing respect, and knowing those basic phrases is not only going to show respect for their country, but also just for their culture too. Now, to go ahead and recap everything, I have your travel toolkit, okay? I have it in my Stan store. That is your Global Getaway guide. That is your Budget Like a Boss spreadsheet and your Pack Like a Pro packing guide. All 3 of those items are available within my Stan store, which is linked down below, and you can scan these QR codes to get to that as well. Now, let me know if you have any questions about any of that, and I'd be happy to help explain any of that to you. And I also have videos going over my Pack Like a Pro and my Global Getaway guide as well. And there is a Budget Like a Boss spreadsheet video coming too to help you better navigate how to use that spreadsheet. Now remember, if you are planning a trip and you need help with that itinerary, I got you, okay? There is nothing that I won't help you with. All you have to do is ask, but make sure to fill out that itinerary request form below so that way I know exactly what I'm helping you with and how we can get to planning your next vacation or your dream trip. And I would love to help you guys. So literally just fill out that form and we'll see what we can do. Now I want to know, which one of these tips and tricks are you guys going to take with you? What has helped you in this video that you haven't probably thought about before that's going to help you travel smarter this year? That helps me as a creator know exactly where to target and what to talk about more of as well. So definitely leave that in the comments below. And if you watch all the way to the end, drop a travel emoji. It could be a suitcase, it could be a plane, it could be a world. It doesn't even matter. Just drop it in the comments. I would love to talk to you guys and engage with you guys. You guys are kind of shy. Like, you guys like don't comment, and so that makes me sad. So leave something down below at least. But like I said, we are on the road to 500 subscribers. Not sure if we've hit it by now. If we have, thank you so much. Definitely hit that red button down below.